to need Meghan McCain's husband to look up the word unanimity. And it's funny when I hear him speak in this clip I'm about to show you guys. I can definitely hear Meghan McCain's talking points. It's very apparent that he gives Meghan McCain notes because in this clip, he talks about Kamala Harris saying that she would not take the vaccine if Donald Trump advised it. I don't know if you guys recall when she said that during the debate between Mike Pence and Kamala. But y'all, this is just crazy between the similarities between their talking points. Just, you got to really listen to this. Hi, welcome to JOA. If you're new to my channel, please click subscribe and click that bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload. I'd really appreciate it if you do subscribe and you click the bell. Subscribe to my second channel, JOA TV, and I'd really do appreciate your $5 or more contribution to patreon.com/JOA. And if you are a business looking for a promotion, YouTube promotion, please do email me at joamedia1@gmail.com. That's joamedia1@gmail.com. I want you guys to watch this clip, and I'll come back with some more.
These places overnight, because those are the populations that are the most vaccine resistant. We saw polling from CBS News just this week looking at those populations and their vaccine resistant, and unfortunately only about half of African Americans say that they either have gotten a shot or that they intend to get one. That's a huge problem, and that's not going to be fixed no matter how many times Mitch McConnell goes out there and says that they ought to do so. So look, what I see on the right is overwhelming unanimity among the political class and among the media class as well, that these vaccines are good. And to the degree that there is skepticism, it tends to be about should children be vaccinated, or is that something that's necessary in order to go back to school and the like, as opposed to doubting the vaccines or saying that there's some overwhelming danger from taking them. On the flip side, last summer when Kamala Harris said that she was opposed to taking a vaccine if just Donald Trump told her to, was something that she would later repeat in the debate, Stat News polled and found almost a 20-point drop among African Americans in terms of their faith in the vaccine.
All right,
I look to the White House and I look to their leadership on this issue.
You know, Liz, the stakes are high here. More than 50,000 new COVID cases yesterday. That's a tripling in number. There are many reasons why people aren't getting these shots. Ben just pointed to one. There are racial disparities, there are educational disparities. It seems like the press, though, wants a scapegoat.
I really have to disagree with Ben on what he said regarding unanimity within the Republican Party or conservative voices. And just looking at the facts, you do have the worst state right now, Howie, as Florida. They have seen an exponential jump in the past 6 days. You started to see something like 45,000 new cases. And a lot of this has possibly stemmed from the fact that not recently, because he has begun to say get vaccinated. I'm talking about Governor Ron DeSantis. But he is the torchbearer of this state and of Donald Trump's flag, and he has not been, up until recently, very clear on this. So you can understand why the media are basically trying to look at this and say that some of the red states, whether it's Alabama, Louisiana, Florida, are starting to see the worst cases, and many of them are, of course, not vaccinated. You got to look at this and simply say.
So yes, I mean, I don't blame Democrats for blaming Republicans for the lack of vaccinations for COVID, because, I mean, it started from a lie. It started from the tapes came out with Bob Woodward telling Donald Trump that this COVID is going to be 5% more strenuous than the flu. Donald Trump held it back. Donald Trump even had the audacity to blame Bob Woodward, a reporter, as to why he didn't release information. And so it's Donald Trump made the excuse that, he didn't want to scare people. Dude, like, I live in the South, okay? A lot of people live in California or New York. They face snowstorms. A lot of people face earthquakes. I faced hurricanes. I faced Katrina. Do you think I'm scared about a damn virus? Do you think the American people will be scared about a damn virus? I mean, we've been through a whole bunch of other viruses before COVID. So it's just his lack of leadership that equated to this pandemic. And so in terms of African Americans and people of color not wanting to take the vaccine, Ben Domenech, the last time I remember, you are a white man. You are not a person of color. I don't need to know nobody in the comments to say he's Puerto Rican. Okay, he only uses that, or Meghan McCain only uses that for him when it benefits him. He's a white man, point blank in a period, with white privilege. Okay, his father worked for the Trump administration. Okay, white privilege, point blank in a period. Okay, so it's more to that than Kamala Harris just saying that Donald Trump, she would not trust Donald Trump if he says take the vaccine. That's not the reason why Black people and people of color are not interested in taking it. People aren't interested in taking the vaccine. Is the reason for is not because Kamala Harris' rhetoric during that time when she was debating with Mike Pence and, and with the moderator asking her about the vaccine. That's not the reason. The reason is because, it goes back with history. It goes back with syphilis. It goes back to the Tuskegee Airmen. It goes back to the mistrust that the government ensued towards Black people when they are used as if they are rats. They are used as if they are the object of clinical trials. And that's the reason why Black people of color don't want to take the vaccine. I personally don't want to take the vaccine. My reason is not because of what Kamala Harris said. My reason for it is because of the lack of leadership from the Trump administration. My reason for it is because the Trump supporter, who is the former CDC director, Mr. Richfield, saying that the vaccine was supposed to come out in the later period of 2021, but the vaccine ended up coming out during the end of 2020. So that was my mistrust, the rush of it. And thank God I did not take it. Thank God I did not take Johnson & Johnson. Thank God I did not even take it, Johnson & Johnson or any of the vaccine in the beginning, because even Johnson & Johnson is facing a lawsuit with attorney Ben Crump because one of their products are allegedly killing Black people. So, it's not Kamala Harris as to the reason why people of color and Black people don't want to take the vaccine. So that's also the reason why I've said it's not a Republican issue. It's not just a Republican issue, because the messaging, I feel like, touted this whole craziness, between not wearing the mask, between Trump not telling us the truth about it in the beginning, between Trump politicizing it on his campaign sprees and talking badly about wearing the mask. So that's not just the only reason. It's also because of the racial disparities. It's also because of how the government, treats us that are minorities. And it's because of the lack of leadership from the Trump administration. And so I need Ben Domenech to look up the word anonymity, because the Republican Party has had the lack of that word by indirectly saying don't take the vaccine, by just recently saying take the vaccine. Steve Ducey on Fox News just said recently take it. It helps. I mean, you're late. I mean, you're over a year and some change, year and a half late for coming out with that messaging. Or Mitch McConnell also coming out with that messaging saying take the vaccine. So, but one thing he's right. It's, by these politicians coming out and saying it's not going to help, people in the South, the 36% of people who are fully vaccinated, because Louisiana is on top tier right now, top tier per capita of the red zone of this whole dangerousness of this COVID situation. We are top tier to the point where I personally got affected by it, okay? That's how bad it is over here, okay? To the point where the governor, LaToya Cantrell, is the governor the mayor in New Orleans is reconsidering her lack of leadership, her protocols, and how she's handling the situation. She's going back to seemingly square one or going to soon to be back in square one of how, with the mask wearing and with probably shutting things down and everything, because it's so bad here that it is crazy. So, yes, a lot of these places, the Louisianas, the Mississippis, and, Arizona, sort of, these red states, Florida, like Representative Steve Scalise of Louisiana has been told by Dr. Fauci publicly that he needs to do better with promoting the vaccines. And it's like these Republicans aren't doing better with these vaccines. And so I don't even think if people just finally come out and say, hey, take the vaccines from the Republican Party, I don't even think that's going to help. I don't think, because this is history. History is the reason why Black people of color don't want to take this vaccine. the way the government treats us is the reason why people of color and black people don't want to take the vaccines. It's not because of these politicians. It's because of American history that the Republican Party is trying to take away in curriculums that really, in to begin with, don't even teach right. Don't even teach it at all 100%, you know, so, or teach it right 100%. So anyways, that's my whole commentary on that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. You always do. Please subscribe and click the bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload it, y'all. Hopefully this week, my Ben Domenech video of me exposing his ass is going to come out, okay? Deuces. Yay!